Hey everyone, hey Wellness Crew, and welcome to today's reading of the 64 Ways Personal Contemplations on the Gene Keys by Richard Red. The 16th Way. Gene Key 16. The Way of Versatility. The transformational way of the 16th Gene Key moves from indifference to mastery, and it's the way of versatility. It's really amazing when we look at all the gene keys as a whole. We see all these qualities and frequencies. We also see how certain shadow frequencies underpin so much of our collective behavior patterns. This 16th gene key is one of those interesting gene keys that has an exponential effect on the world, especially at the shadow frequency. It's the shadow of indifference. It's what the world is like when love is excluded. Recently, I was listening to all these great writers and thinkers talking about what it means to be human. The question was, what makes us human? There were some interesting responses. My response would be this: to be human is to have the ability, even the tendency, to overcome indifference. Indifference makes us inhuman. Humanity is all about caring for each other, for the world, and it's about caring what happens in the future as well as the present. This is uniquely human, but the shadow frequency drops us below this definition. To not care is to be dead. If we don't care, we might as well be dead. I know that sounds harsh, but until we can feel the love that we're born with, we're not really here. As we look at the world, so many people aren't really here. They're just bodies going through the motions. They have become automations. The shadow frequency is like watching one of those zombie movies. Why are we indifferent? Because we're lazy. Laziness is the dilemma of the 16th gene key. We're too lazy to care. We can't be bothered. We're trapped by our indifference. We don't know how to get out of it. When I speak of laziness here, I mean at a very deep level. We're too lazy to even look inside our hearts. Oh, real quick. The shadow is indifference, dilemma, laziness, gift, versatility, Siddhi, mastery, programming partner, gene key 9, codon ring, the ring of prosperity. We get into our comfort zone with our emails and our jobs and our safe little worlds, and we just get lazy. Awakening takes discipline. Anything worthwhile takes discipline. To unlock our genius, we have to work hard, at least at an internal level. We have to really look into our own hearts. Very few people are willing to look into their hearts. What happens when we do is a breakthrough, always a breakthrough. The 16th shadow governs huge swatches of the human race. There is safety in numbers. If no one else is really bothering, why should I? I'll just tag along and do my own thing. But the world is really screwed up in certain areas, like money, for example. This 16th gene key is part of the ring of prosperity, a codon group that designs behavior across whole gene pools. In the name of money, we can be as indifferent as we like. This is the norm in our society. We can do anything and get away with it if we have a lot of money. Look at corporate greed, for example. Where does the buck stop? They're polluting our planet, but we don't know who they are. When we actually find these people, they're usually quite normal people with families and the same issues as the rest of us. They don't question their behavior because no one else does. We're all indifferent together. We're all too goddamn lazy to wake up. To wake up, we'll have to push against the flow big time. At least that's how we might imagine it. Waking up isn't draining, though. It's the opposite. It gives us vast energy and makes us feel alive. To open and live from our heart makes us stand out on our planet. Thank you so much much potential, but no discipline. So we waste our gifts. We ignore our genius. Our fear makes us lazy, but that's all it is. Just fear. We're afraid that if we open our heart up to life and all its suffering, we'll drown and be overwhelmed. But we won't. The heart can't be overwhelmed. It just opens more to encompass the change. If we have this gene key, then it's time for us to wake up. No one's ever going to come to help us. This is something we have to do ourselves, alone. When we do overcome our laziness, our life will never be the same again. We'll be flooded with purpose. Our relationships will soar, and our life will move onto a whole new plane of being. Let's do it. The 16th gift, versatility. This is such a great gift. You won't believe what lies hidden behind laziness and indifference. I want to be clear one more time about this laziness, because there's a laziness that's powerful, but that's a different quality. The powerful version of laziness is about effortlessness. It's about ease and relaxedness. It's a quality associated with flow, but it doesn't come from indifference. Indifference is more about sloth, about being stuck, and it takes something powerful to get us out of such a state. Ironically, though, the same quality of ease runs all the way through this gene key. The gift of versatility emerges in our life as a kind of effortlessness. To be versatile means to be multifaceted. It means we can easily transfer our talent across a number of fields. Once we've cracked through the resistance and our heart begins to warm, then we find self-discipline easy. It's not really possible to get to the highest frequencies without huge inner discipline, but the nature of this discipline changes as the frequency rises. It becomes easier. We have to begin with passion and focus, and then we'll find we have the energy necessary to follow through with things. The 16th gene key opens humanity up to so many creative possibilities. It's the domain of the polymath. I love this term, polymath. It's fallen out of vogue these days, which I think shows our level of indifference. A polymath is someone whose wisdom spans many different fields of knowledge and endeavor. The term was coined during the Renaissance, when certain spirited individuals and geniuses dedicated themselves to higher knowledge and understanding over a wide range of fields, from physical excellence to intellectual understanding. Through the power of the 16th gift, I see a new rising up of the polymath in our society. The problem with the modern approach is its specialization. People at university, for example, become so specialized in their approach that they become kind of myopic. If we had an education system that was set up differently, we might even begin with specialization. As we see into the holographic truth of a single subject, we can see how that same higher theme or strain runs through all subjects. The 16th gift learns holographically, using heart, body, and mind, all synthesized. This gene key is about excellence. Once indifference is taken out of the equation, all that skill and natural talent can be used to serve the whole, rather than individual fame and fortune. We can only truly prosper when we're helping others, and when we're helping them with integrity. So many people in the world think they're helping the whole, but because they don't see the big picture and aren't listening to the whole, they don't realize that they're not helping at all. To serve life is to respect every level of society. It's to revere the chain of life. It's to understand the interconnectedness of all things. This is where the gift of versatility comes from this holographic wisdom. This gene key isn't just being intellectual, though it will probably have a very keen intellect. It's about an expansion of intelligence that includes our IQ, EQ, and SQ. If you know the golden path, you'll know exactly what this means. Higher intelligence is a fusion of heart, mind, and spirit. We need a new type of thinker in the world who isn't sunk in their mind alone, whose spirit isn't for sale to the highest bidder, and whose emotional life has matured enough so they can use their feminine qualities in harmony with their masculine. There aren't many of them yet, but the time of the polymath is coming, and one day I envisage them leading us in business, education, science, and all arenas. They found the versatility of the higher faculties latent in the human heart, and they're dedicated to serving the vision that flows from the heart. Bring it on, I say. The 16th Siddhi, mastery. What is mastery? What is a master? This is the question that this Siddhi asks. Is a master some white-bearded Indian yogi with flowers around his neck? Or is a master something less definable? Most people who have tried to answer this question have been men. Even the word master is a male word. So I think it's overdue for an overhaul in understanding. Let's start with a completely fresh slate on this one. A master is the opposite end of the spectrum to indifference. A master must be extremely sensitive, though not in a weak way. This is sensitivity as strength. A master feels everything, and this already sounds a lot more feminine. The master is a receiver, an open book, and the master must also be a paradox. The master combines the focus of the yang with the receptivity of the yin. The leap from the gift to the Siddhi is not really so far. Versatility requires viscosity, flexibility, and openness. What happens after the heart has opened? The gift describes the process of the actual opening of our heart. It opens, it closes, we open it again, it closes again. It's a stretching, a process, a learning. We're carving ourselves into being. At a certain point, we've just learned the trick. Our heart softens to such an extent that it's no longer necessary to close off. We've mastered the art, and the art is life. To be a master means to be a master of living. This isn't about skill or talent anymore. It's reached the essential. The greatest art is to live well. We're never taught this. No one even mentions it when we're young. The art of living well. That would be a great open university course. It's exactly what the Gene Keys Golden Path is. It's about pertinent purpose, partnership, prosperity, the 3 Ps. When these 3 have been integrated and become a seamless symphony in our life, we can be said to be a master. This is quite different from the old image of mastery. Perhaps we thought it needed hours of meditation every day, or that it was the domain of the ascetic. But I tell you it isn't. It's for the ordinary human being. Mastery is for everyone. It isn't exclusive or elite. We needn't go to India in the winter for long, silent retreats. The most powerful place we can discover mastery is in our everyday life. There are people who already exhibit this Siddhi. I'm sure you know one. They glide through life. They give of themselves, but not out of avoidance of some deep issue. They just give because they want to. They're cheerful, and it's not a feigned cheerfulness. It's a bubbling up of life. They're the least indifferent people we'll find. Think of such a person. I bet they're ordinary. I bet they pass almost unnoticed in the world. I'm sure they're appreciated and loved, but I bet others don't see them as a master. I'm sure they themselves don't see that. Such people are scattered throughout the world, in every community. They aren't perfect, but they have somehow mastered the art of living. They may not be rich, but we can tell they're prospering. They may not have a rose-tinted tantric love and light relationship, but we can tell they're devoted to someone. They may not be living a big public life where they're recognized, but they've found something inside. It's their higher purpose, and they emanate it as a jewel-like frequency. They live well. Such people are precious because they remind us of why we're here. We're here to learn how to live well. That's what mastery is. It doesn't seem so hard, but I assure you it does take inner discipline. That discipline is something we find when we're ready, but we're really born ready. There's a wonderful softness to this 16th Siddhi. We can see why it's allied to the 9th Siddhi of invincibility. Only the ordinary person is invincible, and the master is a master of ordinariness. This is why they become extraordinary. Don't you love how words work? Versatility doesn't get as much attention as specialization. Specialization makes us seem special. We become an expert in something, and everyone wants our opinion. We become powerful in the world, but that's not inner power. That's not real prosperity. Real prosperity is found in the detail. It's found in the little things. The flower in the pavement, the smile of a child, giving someone our last mouthful of dessert. All those little things add up to mastery, but in and of themselves, they don't seem like much. When they all come together, we have mastery. Mastery is all about time. It's about where we focus our awareness. This is prosperity. It's about how we invest our time. If we invest it in the inessential, then the energy flows away from us. I learned so much from my little daughter. Sometimes in the mornings, I wake up early to write. I love that time, before the children are even awake. She often senses I'm awake and appears and climbs into bed with me. She makes me close my laptop. I've learned to close it when she appears. Those are the most precious times of my life. They'll be gone in just a few years as she grows up. That sweetness between a father and young daughter, no power in this world should come between that. We look at our lives and find those examples when life calls us to our mastery. It calls us out of our indifference. That's richness. That's wealth. That's the only thing worth living for. Thank you so much for joining me for today's live stream on the 16th way from the 64 ways, personal contemplations on the Gene Keys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and or join one of the membership tiers as it is popping off. And I'll see you on the next video or live stream. Be well, stay wild as well.